Greetings, Thumb Smashers. Here we go again. We're going to talk a little bit about striking coins. First off, you're going to need a nice stump, rest everything on. For those of you just kind of getting started, this is a fairly typical bolster that you can probably get made. This one's set up for two sizes. We have an 1.25 inch, or what we call groat size dies on one side, and on the other side we have the 1 inch for the penny size dies, which ends up striking a coin which is 3/4 inch, and then of course the groats are 1 inch. So we always have that little bit of extra on the dies that I use. This bolster is pretty beefy. It's about 4 or 5 inches thick. It's a 10/18 hole roll. You can get most machine shops make this up for you somewhere between $60 and $90. And then what we've done is we put a 1/4 inch hole all the way through. The die sets holding in probably about 2 inches deep on each side, but that 1/4 inch hole is all the way through, so you can peen out a die that gets stuck, as does happen. And then probably want to get a stump that's a little taller than this, about knee height for you. And then once you have your bolster and your dies, obviously you're going to want to put those in so you get to work. What we will often do here in the West, and have done for many years myself, is we'll sacrifice a coin to the animal gods, as it were. We'll take one that's kind of beat up and we'll throw it down the bottom. It acts as a little bit of a buffer, and tin is kind of a natural lubricant. So as it shreds out from being hit a lot, what you get is it adds just a little bit of lubricant to it, so it's a little easier to get the dies out. I suggest always trying to clean things up with a little WD or oil, so that it will slide a little bit better. But you want to make sure that the dies don't move and they seat well. And if you put that little bit of coin blank down in there, it does help to keep things cemented. After probably about 4 or 5 strikes, the die will sit and it won't go anywhere. And then we get that down in there. I'll tap it down a little bit of wooden block so it doesn't affect the die. And then, of course, what you're going to want to use is a glove. If you're doing self strikes, what we call self strikes, striking one man situation, really the glove is only there to limit the pinch if you're hand striking. But I'll show you sleeve striking here, and then of course 2- and 3-man teams are pretty good. 2-man team, you got a holder and a striker, hammerman. And then of course 3-man team, you have someone that feeds. We'll set align the new blanks on the dies, and then you have the holder or the quick change artist. He'll change out all the new blanks, the ones that are struck, and then of course the hammerman. So what I'm going to show you right now is just self strike. You just line your blank, get it up there. When they come out of that disc cutting jeweler's block that I talked about, the coins are somewhat dome shaped, slightly domed. You can put them on a piece of wood or something, press them down a little bit, get them nice and flat again. But generally, out of habit, what we've done is we'll put these on the die face with what we call dome up. So, and it keeps them from running around. If you flip them over the other way, they're kind of cup shaped then, and they'll skitter around on the die a little bit. So then, of course, you're going to get your upper die. Lower die is pile die. Upper die, trestle die. And then what I often do is I'll just set it on there, line it up, run these 2 fingers down so that you can feel the alignment, and then just slide into place like this. And then having your hammer, all kinds of handy, you can just do a strike like that. And then it comes off all struck, ready to go. And just as fast as you can do that, that's how it works. Generally speaking, the best hammer for doing most of the die work, most of the coin work that I've done over the years, is a 6-pound sledge. They're made in Mexico. They're made a couple other places, but the ones from Mexico seem to be actually right at 6 pounds. And I get them several different hardware stores. It comes out with a longer handle, of course, but we shave this down to 18 inches, so you can do 2-handed striking. For the larger groats, if you're going along, it really helps to have it about this size. I'll rub or file the edge so that it takes the edge off, and then of course we try to get rid of the varnish that comes stock. You shave it down with a little bit of sandpaper or steel wool, and that way you don't work up a bunch of blisters on your hand. And then also one of the new things that have come down to us of late is the sleeve. Sleeving the dies are really good. You basically will slide the sleeve down on this. Your lower dies, or I should say dies, actually end up being about 4.5 to 5 inches, sometimes a little longer, depends on if you're going to get a lot of wear, because I use only 1018 cold roll, and so I can get about 1,000 strikes as they wear down. You might have to rework the head. You can see how it mushrooms out a little bit on this one. Almost all the dies will do this over time. It can get to a point where it is dangerous, but we've yet to see a die fail so badly that a chunk came out and hurt anybody. So what you would do is your bolster will hold your lower die about 1.5 to 2 inches in place, and you'll slide the sleeve on like that, and as you can see, it will come in contact with the surface of the bolster, but it will leave another 2 inches on top of that, and then of course the upper die would fit in like that, and then it'll hold everything in place, and then it's just a matter of giving it one quick sharp shot with the hammer, just as much if not a little bit more than what you would normally do with hand striking. It takes just about this much pressure, you can see. So imagine the sleeve is on there, ready to go. I'm just choking up a little bit here because I'm only doing this by myself. If I had a two-man team, I'd hook a little further back and just take my time. And about like that. And you might have to put a little more oomph behind it, but that should pretty well do everything that you need to accomplish to get your point struck. Thanks for watching.